Hi everybody, so I'm Sarah Gray and I'm here with the lovely Tracy from Hybrid Therapy UK. Hi Tracy.
Hi.
So it's lovely to have you on today. Tell us all about hybrid therapy.
Okay, so basically my business is called Hybrid Therapy because I use a variety of techniques, not just one technique, in order to treat people. So my main qualification is as a sports therapist, but I'm also a certified amino pain therapist and a holistic therapist, and with a myriad of other qualifications in coaching, nutrition, training and so on. So what I aim to do is look at the whole picture, the whole person, and work out why it is that they're in pain in the first place and how we can moderate their symptoms using whatever techniques are necessary.
You mentioned a few things there. So we all know, I think generally we've heard of a sports therapist and we've heard of, the holistic, but you mentioned something else, amino. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, amino neurofrequency
therapy.
Okay, so ANF therapy is a little bit different, and it's these kind of little sticker things that you can see on me.
Yeah.
And basically it works on frequencies, and it's a little bit kind of woo and out there in that sort of thinking, but in a scientific level it's all about quantum physics.
Right.
So essentially within your body you have bioelectrical signals going on all of the time through your nerves, and your nerves are essentially telling parts of your body what they do.
Yes.
When you get pain and inflammation in an area, the signals from the nerves are interrupted. They don't necessarily send them at the right time, or they're not sending them at all in some cases. And that's because you've got pain and inflammation within the nervous system. So essentially it's a build-up of oxidative stress in the body, and we get that naturally through breathing on a daily basis because we get oxygen into our system, so it's normal. But when it becomes a problem is when your body can't moderate the level of oxidative stress, and we all get those symptoms when we have like brain fog, we're feeling a little bit coldy, fluey, generally feeling fatigue, a little bit unwell. So they're symptoms of invisible inflammation in the system. And basically that oxidative stress is a load of free radicals that build up. And I think some of us might have heard of free radicals, generally to do with kind of face creams and diet and so on, but it's actually at a cellular level in the body. And when those free radicals build up, they're unpaired electrons. And if we think back to science when we were at school, an unpaired electron is a really unstable molecule. And what it does is it tries to scavenge, so it tries to pair off, and it will steal from really healthy cells. So that perpetuates the cycle of inflammation within the body. And what we need to do is boost the level of antioxidants in the system, because antioxidants will donate electrons to the free radicals. So it will moderate those symptoms, hence reducing any pain and inflammation within the body. So what the discs do is they try to normalise the frequencies of pain and inflammation. So if you have pain and inflammation, the frequency is, in inverted commas, not normal. So what the discs will do is try to bombard the nervous system with a normal frequency, because nerves like to copy. And when one nerve accepts it, the next one will continue and copy, and it will replicate that throughout the body, and that's how we reduce the pain and inflammation. So it all sounds a little bit, I don't know, long-winded and so on, but that's essentially
fascinating though.
What
really yeah. So I've just honed in on one there, but obviously you've got the huge variety of things. So if I was to come to you as a client, what would be the process that we would go through in order to figure out which is the right treatment for me?
So the main thing I would do is sit there and talk to you. How I work maybe a little bit differently is sometimes we can go back to being a child, and it could be a fall or a knock or a bump that you had as a child that has created a cascade of events that throughout your life there's a weakness within the body, and anytime you get any symptoms or pain and inflammation or anything, it always reverts to that point. So oftentimes someone can sit there and we can be chatting away, and all of a sudden they go, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this, and it kind of puts the whole puzzle together for me. So I like to think of it as a game of Cluedo.
Yeah.
And I'm putting all the parts of the puzzle together, and as soon as you get that kind of magic link, then that will allow me to divert like whatever treatment that is needed. So that's kind of how I decide on stuff. So that would be like in a chronic case, in a long-term case. In the short term, something like a sprained ankle, that's very, very straightforward kind of thing for me to relieve pain and inflammation in. And then we can also work on like kind of rehabilitating that and strengthening things.
Yeah, I think we often underestimate, don't we, about how something that's happened to our body years ago can actually have that long-term effect that we've forgotten that we even did the injury back whenever it was. So
absolutely.
yeah.
As children, you know, if you were anything like I was, constantly falling over, bumping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a wonder that I didn't have a permanent seat in A&E some years. But yeah, all of that kind of builds up within the body, and the nervous system has a memory, and you've got part of the brain called the limbic system, and that attaches an emotion to every kind of painful experience that you have, and it remembers. So then every time that you have a pain, it draws on that experience, and then you will elicit a similar response to that. So it's like a layering system, if you like. The body never forgets.
Right.
Even though we think it does, or we may forget, that it's kind of embedded within the body. That doesn't forget these things.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm doing this only a year. I've been trained for a long time, but I come from a background. I was a full-time lecturer for post-16 education. Prior to that, I was a Pilates instructor, so I was self-employed then, and it's kind of a really roundabout journey of how I've got here, but this is where I see like my talents lie, so that I can just help people that are in pain.
That's fabulous. And well, congratulations on your year in business. That's a fantastic achievement, isn't it? Brilliant. In the end, what inspired you to become self-employed again?
Oh gosh. In a nutshell, I was working as a teacher, and over the 10-year period that I was a teacher, it changed quite dramatically.
Yeah.
In that it wasn't necessarily about teaching anymore. Now I'm in a very, very fortunate position that, you know, my training courses that I do all around the world, I can go off to Spain to the A&F Academy and train multiple times a year, which I would never have been able to have done being a teacher. And yeah, it's just an ever-evolving journey.
Fabulous. So whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in Rugby, at Mill Road. So if anybody who knows Rugby, right next to the train station, there's a car park and there's a building, Impact Dance Studios. I'm based in that building.
Super. And your contact details are going to pop up at the end of the video, so people can have all the information they need in order to get in contact with you. But have you got any, just as a final sort of comment, have you got any, what would your piece of advice be for anybody starting up a fresh business? Something you've learned over
take the leap and grow wings on the way down.
Fab.
Never give up an opportunity. If someone asks you to do something, say yes, and then learn how to do it if you're not sure.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, I love that. It is a leap of faith, isn't it, when you
nothing is certain, nothing is guaranteed in this life, like with anything. And you know, business is so, whoever said like working for yourself would be easy was very wrong, because it's not easy. You know, if you're your own boss, you've only got yourself to blame.
That's true.
You can be very forgiving, and sometimes you can be very hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you're thinking about going into business, do it.
Yes. Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. Like I said, I could talk to you for hours. But thank you so much for your time today. And as I say, people will be able to contact you from your information popping up on the next screen. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye.
Bye.